apparently over 1,000 body bags in massive containers and refrigerated trucks on the other side of the island right now. The government's trying to blame them. They didn't sound a siren. There was no helicopters that came. People had gone and picked their kids up from school and brought them home and left them home. There was a 10-year-old girl with a crib with a baby in it. There was no warning. No military came. The whole community is mourning the deaths of over 1,500 people. They killed innocent men, women, and children by not helping, by not sounding alarms. People were asleep in their homes with their babies and their children.
Do you want to expand upon that?
So what I've heard is that they pulled the water out of the pipes to fight the fires, and then they put the water back in the pipes or from some other source, and now it's toxic.
So we have now officially reached the point where citizens and residents of Lahaina, they're being arrested for just returning to their homes. They are being arrested for trespassing, for going to their homes, or the ashes, the piles of ashes where their homes used to be. You have to understand, folks, that a lot of these people have not been allowed to return home. They have missing kids, missing husbands and wives, grandparents, missing pets. They want to see if there's anything they can recover from their home, and they're not allowed to. Now, I understand that these things, they take time. But it's been 3 weeks. Imagine being blocked from returning to your home, and you have a missing child, and you haven't heard any word about this missing child in 3 weeks. Imagine someone blocking you from going to your home just to see with your own 2 eyes, to look around with your own 2 eyes. That's what's going on here. And now, to add insult to injury, to throw salt on the wounds, they're arresting people for returning to their homes. People who are desperate. People who may just want to recover any morsel of anything that remained from their homes. People who don't know if their loved ones died in the flames, drowned in the ocean, or if they're misplaced somewhere, or Lord knows what, and they can't even return home, and when they do, they get locked up. You want to know who needs to get locked up? Everyone who blocked people from escaping. The person who decided, hey, because of equity, we can't allow these people to get water for 5 hours. Shut the water off in the middle of them fighting the fire. Lock those people up. Don't lock up these people who are trying to return home and to maybe try to search for remains of their loved ones, because it seems like no one else really is. 3 weeks. That's a long time. Over 3 weeks. But there was a meeting, and this meeting wasn't necessarily about Lahaina. It was about this Build Beyond Barriers program that the governor of Hawaii is behind. You see, he signed this emergency proclamation weeks before the fire. And this emergency proclamation gives him the power to bypass laws, rules, and regulations to speed up the process of building. And they're supposed to be building 50,000 new homes. And it just so happens that they put this in place right before the fires. Right before the fires. I believe it's the first time in history that an emergency proclamation was signed without there being an emergency first. Usually it happens after a hurricane or something, of that nature, an earthquake, a fire. But they had a meeting today. I'm not sure when you'll be watching this video. And I don't know if you all have ever watched the UFC, But a very famous UFC fighter, Penn, showed up to the meeting, and he had some things to say. I want to go ahead and roll this clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Just go with what is going to further your political career, political entrepreneurs. And I'm not saying that about everybody, but it really looks like that. And you guys got to be more like a waiter sitting there. Oh, what do you need, sir? Can I do anything? Can I help you? Because it's just like we come here to talk about something, and then you guys start fighting back with us. You work for us. You don't talk to your boss like that, right? Who talks to their boss like that? Nobody talks to their boss like that. Oh, you cannot go talk to him because he got security. Look at Josh Green, how weak man. What happened? I came inside, what? He got to go check his BVDs? What is going on? He's supposed to
Please not that. Let's not do that. This is not that kind of a meeting. It's not a political meeting or a campaign meeting. This is serious business.
But you saying that is very, that really bothers me. You're not being a waiter. You talk to your boss like that. I'm your boss. And for real, these people, they are your boss. You gotta think about it. Think about what you're doing. 1,000 people come up and say they don't want the digital money. You guys pass it like nothing. You know, I mean, think about that kind of stuff. And here now, it's you guys gonna take the people in Lahaina and put them in Puna. Come on, the land values, the different things we're talking about. I mean, Puna, I grew up there. I love the Big Island. But let's not sit there and say that that's the same kind of land that is in Lahaina, with that ocean view and that beauty, and that's just you're taking people's family fortunes and then you're putting them over there. That's crazy. So then what is next? I mean, what is it? Yep, the political entrepreneurs. I've talked about that already, and we just want some help from you guys. You know, I mean, if you find it in your heart to change, to change the way you think, change the way, I mean, is everybody here for money? Because you get plenty of other jobs you guys could do for money. You know, you could go do something that's your passion or your dream and go be a millionaire some other way. But why? Who would want to do it like this? Shame. Shame is when you steal. Shame is when you do something behind everybody's back. You know what I mean? And I don't know what's wrong. I look at the legislature, I look at everybody, and is everybody here happy with the way Hawaii's going? Our biggest export is our people, our children. That's our biggest export. The planes come in full, they leave empty. Because why? Must be because of who's running the show over here. You know, and I'm not here to yell, raise my voice. Apologize if I made anybody sad. But how many times have we been sad? You know, enough is enough, huh? No. More screwing over the people of Hawaii. More, how much? I'm not going to say it again. I'm going to talk about Green. That's your guy's leader. He's not even here. He's a guy, he only signs the bill to further his political career. So what is next? He go for president. And that's what you guys look for. Oh, that's the guy I look up to. The guy who screws everybody over to get to the top. Come on. That's not what Hawaii is about. Aloha is the law, is the real law over here. Come on, you guys. That's it.
Now, keep in mind that this was a meeting that the governor was supposed to attend, but as far as I know, I don't think he ever showed up. So that just goes to show that he doesn't really, want to face the music. And he probably already knew that angry people were going to be showing up to give you a piece of their mind. But you see, this Build Beyond Barriers program, they got their hands all over Lahaina right now. And it's so weird. I guess it's just another one of those coincidences that this emergency proclamation was signed a couple of weeks before the fires destroyed all of Lahaina. So they're going to be able to go into Lahaina and rebuild and build however they choose to without having to follow any laws, rules, or regulations. And no one can stop them. No one. Because this emergency proclamation gives the governor and his people all of the power. All of the power. It's not going to be a decision that's made by a panel. The people of Lahaina aren't going to be able to say anything because the proclamation was already put in place. Just so happens that it was put in place right before an actual emergency happened that wiped out all of these homes and businesses. And it just so happens that the proclamation has everything to do with building new homes and businesses and not having to deal with rules, laws, and regulations that apply to that. It's really weird, folks. But, you know, I guess there's just all of these coincidences all the time, you know. I don't think you should think too much of it. But for now, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.